Okay, so here is another way to write the law of cosines. This is more used when you're trying to find the angle first. So cosine alpha equals b squared plus c squared minus a squared over 2bc. Cosine beta is a squared plus c squared minus b squared over 2ac. And cosine gamma is a squared plus b squared minus c squared over 2ab. Now, these are all exactly the same formula. It's just, from different angles, you're looking at different angles. It's just to make it easier. You could use any one of them, or you could use the other three that we talked about in the last video. You just got to do a little bit of algebra to get your answer. So notice in this triangle, we have a side-side-side situation here, which means we know all three sides, but we don't know any of the angles. So we can't use the law of sines. We don't have a side opposite an angle to use. So we're going to use the law of cosines. Now, what you always want to do is find the biggest angle first using the law of cosines. Either that or you either want to use the law of cosines on all three angles, or at least two of the angles, or you want to use the law of cosines on the biggest angle, which will always be across from the biggest side, and then you can use the law of sines kind of with impunity after that. But you don't want to get into one of those situations where you're using the law of sines and you have two solutions and you choose the wrong one. So on this one, I'm going to use this bottom formula here because I'm going to find gamma first. So cosine gamma is going to equal a squared plus b squared minus c squared all over 2 times a times b. And so cosine gamma is going to be, this comes out to be negative 11 on the top, and it comes out to be 24 on the bottom. And then I arc cosine that. Make sure you're in degrees too. And then I get 117.3 degrees. So that's going to go here. Now, once I know the big angle, I don't have to worry about the law of sines having two answers because I've got the big angle, and that's the one that's always the problem. So now I can use the law of sines. So the sine of 117.3 degrees over 6 equals the sine of alpha over 4. And so sine alpha is 4 times the sine of 117.3 over 6. And that comes out to be 0.592. And then I arc sine that, and I get alpha is 36.3 degrees. So I'll go ahead and write that over here. Okay. And now I just use the fact that there's 180 degrees in a triangle to figure out the other one. So 180 minus 117.3 comes out to be 62.7, and then I subtract 36.3, and I get 26.4 degrees. That's beta, and I've now solved my triangle.